Welcome to Sandton, the business hub of South Africa. A place where glitz and glamour is ripe, where the brains of commerce sitting in their lavish towers push the buttons that turn the cogs of industry, where money flows through its electronic rivers to quench capitalist thirsts. A synthetic ecosystem held aloft by legions of white collars buzzing in a beehive of corporate agendas. And all this begs a very important question. What's the perfect way to get around in Sandton? My answer is this. It's a Yamaha, and it's naked, with just 1/3 of a litre making it move.
What sort of devilry is this? What have you done with Donovan? Where has he gone? I mean, not a ZH2 supercharged or something with 500 horsepower or laser cannons or something like that. No, a little 300. But stick with me.
It's the 2020 Yamaha MT-03 and it's perfect for the Sandton canals of tarmac for some very intriguing reasons. The first is the way it looks. Sandton is the trend-setting capital of Africa, so it won't do to arrive at work on something that looks like it was made out of recycled plumbing. And so we have this, the robotic Dracula, a machine that looks as though it spits venom and menace, but in a way so charming that you will thank it for causing your untimely demise. That's the way it looks, but then looks can be deceiving.
What is fascinating on this motorcycle is that when you're riding like this and you look down at it, it looks huge. I mean, it's got this massive wide tank with these like side cowls kind of flared out and like wide bars, and you feel grr. But then when I look up this way, the bike sort of disappears and you almost kind of forget about it. I mean, I'm riding as though it doesn't feel like there's anything under me, nothing at all. It's sort of I forget that I'm on a motorbike. And that's brilliant.
And that's the good news. You will look like a Spartan warrior god that will disembowel its enemies and eat out of their skulls, while having a safe and comfortable time navigating morning traffic.
It's exactly what you kind of want. It's so nimble, so light, so small, really low down to the ground. So I can get my feet down for nothing. I can, the handlebars have lots of turning circle. I can do quick U-turns, go through traffic. It's brilliant. It's a little cramped on the foot pegs, but I don't suspect I'll be riding this thing for 5 hours, not through Sandton anyway. So that's kind of fine. The seat's comfortable, I'm sitting upright, and I'm very, very happy.
And while the blokish blokes and more adventurous ladies will appreciate the demonic appeal, there is that duality of a place like Sandton that says for every tough macho person, there's a calm and sensitive person too. Don't worry, the MT-03 has you covered. The motor is just 321 cc's. That's 879 cc's less to munch turtle-killing petrol than that caring person's Eco Hyundai. And 2 cylinders less too, both lined up in parallel, so they can cuddle. So you can impress the eco-warrior in traffic.
And you can impress that vegan you fancy at work. It purrs like a little kitten. I mean, it really does. It's so soft, it's so gentle, so like happy, it's fine. But I did notice that I haven't revved it past 6,000 RPM. And this thing goes to 12.5. So what happens when I go over 6,000 to 12.5? Shall we find out? There we go. Oh! What happy revs! That's no kitten. The kitten just attacked you. The kitten just ripped your face off. It's like a buzzsaw. It just keeps revving. You just like, gotta keep revving. That was a lot of fun.
The motor pushes 41 horsepower, enough ponies to feel practically MotoGP through the Sandton streets, lapping backmarkers sitting in traffic with their Range Rovers and Porsches. So, the MT-03 looks good, is easy to ride, is responsible enough to impress people who carry metal straws, and it packs a wallop when the going gets fun.
So this is a very good bike for Sandton, especially given the price. It's 95,000 Rand, which is a lot for a little 300. So you need to go to Sandton to afford it, but you know, these are the times we live in now. But more importantly, why this is sort of the perfect bike is because you're gonna arrive at work, you're gonna impress everyone when you get there, and most importantly, you're gonna arrive very happy. You're on a bike everybody likes, and you revved the living daylights out of it and felt like a racer the whole way to work. You're gonna get to work feeling joyful, feeling happy, and when work is over, you're gonna get on your bike, and it's gonna cheer you up on the way home. Why does anyone even ride a car? I don't know. I have no idea. They're all mad. All mad.
Well, the MT-03 certainly looks like a proper little tool. Just a shame that it seems that you have to live in the Sandton area to be able to make use of it. Nicely put, Don. MT-03, banging little motorbike, but I'm intrigued then. Where do you live if you happen to ride a BMW G310?
Do you know what? I completely forgot about the G310. Okay, all right.
Okay,
no,
well,
sorry, hang on. I'm just thinking about this now. So the whole idea is, right, okay, the G310 loses in that I think the MT-03 is a better bike to ride, although it's more expensive. So, value for money, probably not so much. But you arrive at work and all your mates run out and everybody runs out to see you and, ooh, look at this. Ooh, it's nice. Ooh, and it's the best thing. And then next thing somebody else arrives on a G310. You know yours is better to ride, but however, they see your mate on a BMW.
Oh yeah, and that'll go down well in Sandton, a bit of BMW badge envy, even though in this particular class it might not actually mean anything. I am intrigued though, the MT-03 knocks the BMW into a cocked hat in terms of power, and I would say build quality. What about the KTM though? That's been the kind of benchmark for this class for a long time. Although, having said that, immediately popping into my mind is Kawasaki's Z400, which is also a tasty little bike. By the looks of the MT-03, I did see it at last year's EICMA show. Fantastic looking piece of kit. And if I remember correctly, up close and personal, really nicely built as well. So where do the other two stand in relation?
Well, you say nicely built. I mean, it's true. All these bikes, none of them are actually built in Japan or Germany or Austria. They're built in Indonesia or India, one of those. The thing about that I like about the MT-03, why it's got the whole Sandton thing, and maybe even possibly justifies it being more expensive than the others, is the fact that it doesn't look like it's built in India or Indonesia or anywhere. It looks like it's built in Japan. I mean, it is a good-looking piece of kit. And I mean, even when you get down to the fiddly-diddly stuff, it still looks proper. But the Duke, I'd say, is less revvy, but very kind of, it's that single cylinder. So a lot of fun, very easy to ride. Then I'm going to say East Rand of Joburg, where you want to dice put. Because, off the line, that talk of that Duke's going to own everything. So, yeah. The Z400's a mean-looking thing, so I'm going to say South Rand, Alberton, but don't mess with me, bud. Don't mess with me, Alberton, bro.
Which just, I suppose, leaves the question. You get to choose this bike based on what kind of person you are and where you might live. Don, he loves the MT-03, but I just don't see you as a Sandton kind of boy, Don.
Well, I just happen to be in Sandton. I'm not going to say I fit in, but, I happen to be in Sandton and it sort of works.
He's an imposter. He's an absolute imposter. Well, I'll be chatting with the imposter after this short ad break, and we'll be discussing a range of fantastic new bikes that are on the horizon. See you then.